Donald Trump has once again shaken up the entire media landscape with a provocative statement that calls into question the very existence of the NATO alliance. That's very stupid. And that's exactly how the President of the United States described military aid to Ukraine.
I rebuilt the military in my first term. The military is great. Unbelievable amount of ammunition, or munitions, as they say, were given away to, the Wall Street Journal incorrectly covered the story when they said that it was given away to the Middle East. Not to the Middle East, it was given away to Ukraine. Very little was given to the Middle East. The Middle East would buy a lot, and some of the nations, because they're rich, they have a lot, but it was given away to Ukraine. And it just should have been done. Look, it's a war that should have never happened. If I were president, that war would have never happened. But we have a tremendous amount of munitions, ammunition, at the upper level, middle and upper level, all of which is really powerful stuff.
But that's only the very beginning of a much larger story. Trump took things even further and threatened to leave one of the NATO countries without US protection should an armed attack actually occur. So which country is Trump ready to sacrifice? And why is his rhetoric becoming increasingly harsh? With regard to Kyiv, today we will break down exclusive details of his speech, from criticism of arms supplies to an ultimatum to European allies. And for more details, check out our report. You are on the Glavred channel. I'm your host, Evgeny Serov. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let's break down the facts. In his most recent public address, as reported by Glavred, Donald Trump launched a scathing and highly critical assessment of the Biden administration for the large-scale supply of weapons to Ukraine. His main argument is that the United States is allegedly depleting its own military stockpiles, leaving itself completely defenseless. Trump called the continuation of aid at current levels utter madness and complete stupidity. He claims that instead of pumping Ukraine full of weapons, Washington should actively pressure the government in Kyiv to sit down at the negotiating table right now. His underlying logic is quite simple. American taxpayers' money should remain right here within the country's borders. But does he truly understand the heavy price that will have to be paid if Ukraine is left without any support at all? The article clearly states that Trump doesn't just want to cut aid, he wants to fundamentally reconsider and reshape the entire role of the US in this conflict. The most alarming statement was directed at the allies regarding NATO. Trump recalled a conversation with the leader of a major alliance country when he was asked whether the United States would defend that country if it did not pay the required 2% of GDP on defense. Trump's response shocked everyone. "No, I will not protect you. Moreover, I will encourage Russia to do whatever they want." Think about those words. Essentially, this is an invitation to aggression. Trump is making collective security directly dependent on the checkbook. For the nations of Eastern Europe, which are situated in close proximity to Russia, this sounded like a total death sentence. The report emphasizes that such statements undermine the very foundation of NATO, which has always been based on the principle of all for one and one for all, and one for all for decades. What does this mean for Ukraine? Trump is confident that he will be able to end this war. But how? Judging by his rhetoric, the plan includes stopping arms supplies and forcing territorial concessions. The article analyzed the reaction of the White House and European leaders. And they are not horrified because Trump is essentially destroying the united front of the West. If he returns to the Oval Office with such a proposal, the architecture of aid to Ukraine could collapse. In just a few days, Trump made his move, putting NATO and Ukraine before a tough choice. Is this a bluff for the sake of ratings, or a real plan of action that will come into effect soon? The world is holding its breath, waiting for the final decisions. And what do you think? Will Trump really leave his allies without protection? Or is this just part of his tactics? Please share your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you think about the new video regarding the supply of military weapons to Ukraine from the United States.